Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof.
This is the all-new 2020 Chevrolet Silverado Heavy Duty, and it's got a very distinctive look to it. I don't think any vehicle that's ever come before this has looked like the offspring of a transformer and an electric razor. And I think there's probably a reason for that. Oof. Luckily, the Silverado HD is pretty conventionally styled from the A-pillars back, so you can look at it from this angle without burning your eyes. And from this angle, you also notice a couple of nice convenience features, like this step integrated into the Silverado HD's bumper and this other one that's located closer to the cab. And those features make it really easy to access the Silverado HD's cargo area, which is the largest in the class. And to make things even easier, there are 15 fixed tie-down points on this, as well as 9 flexible tie-down points. So no matter what you have in this bed, you can always secure it. And for 2020, you'll be able to haul more in that bed and behind it thanks to an all-new engine lineup. Standard in the Silverado HD is a new 6.6-liter gas V8 that makes 401 horsepower and 464 pound-feet of torque. But if you really want to do some serious towing, this is the motor you'll want. This is a 6.6-liter Duramax diesel with 445 horsepower and 910 pound-feet of torque. Now those figures are certainly impressive, but Ram stole the spotlight earlier this year at the Detroit Auto Show when it announced a heavy-duty pickup of its own with 1,000 pound-feet of torque. But apparently Chevy doesn't need those extra 90 torques. That's because this Silverado is rated to tow 35,500 pounds, whereas the Ram can only muster a measly 35,100 pounds. The Silverado also has the Ram licked when it comes to number of gears. The most you can get in a Ram heavy-duty pickup truck is 8, and that's only with the gas engine. If you opt for the diesel, that figure drops to 6 gears. The gas version of the Silverado HD still makes do with a 6-speed automatic, but if you opt for the Duramax diesel, you get a 10-speed Allison transmission. Fuel economy for heavy-duty pickup trucks is a lot like that uncle you have that believes in a lot of conspiracy theories and is always wearing a fanny pack. You don't really talk about it. But thanks to that 10-speed gearbox and the new lineup of engines, this new 2020 Silverado HD should be more efficient than the model it replaces. One thing that hasn't really changed from before is the Silverado HD's interior. It looks and feels almost exactly like it did before, and in some places it even feels like a Silverado from 1998. But the Silverado HD is at least spacious, and Chevy's done a good job bringing along its MyLink infotainment system, which is very nice to use. But the Silverado's interior isn't even close to being as nice as the Ram's. I don't think it looks as good, the materials feel cheaper, and the infotainment screen is minuscule next to the oversized tablet you get in the Ram. The driving dynamics of the Silverado HD are pretty much what you'd expect. This is a big, heavy vehicle that feels like it, especially out on a road like this that has a bunch of winding corners on it. You feel the weight kind of shift from one side to the other. Then when you hit the brakes, you can just tell there's so much mass to haul down from speed. The suspension isn't what I'd call uncomfortable, but it's certainly more firm than what you'd get in a regular light-duty pickup truck. And that's because this is rated to tow up to 35,500 pounds, so it has to be stiff. But it's not uncomfortable, it's just not as comfortable as a light-duty truck. And when you get the 6.6-liter diesel, this is a quick truck. Chevy says it'll do 0 to 60 in 7.4 seconds, which is amazing for a vehicle this big. This is just the regular 2-wheel model. It doesn't have the dually setup in back, but it's still extremely large. It's really wide, and then it's got towing mirrors that make it even feel wider than it actually is. And this front end is so tall, you could lose a small city in front of it. I would say one of the most surprising things about the Silverado HD is just how quiet it is. On its own, this cabin is really quiet. You don't get a lot of wind noise or road noise, despite this being a heavy-duty pickup truck. And this diesel engine is also really quiet. It's not clattery like diesels of old. And even when you really hammer it, you don't get much of that diesel sound. It just sounds like a cool fighter jet engine or something. I can't even really describe it. It's just a really quiet and nice package. And so that's the 2020 Chevrolet Silverado Heavy Duty, a truck that's far more beast than beauty. Now, even though this truck isn't exactly a looker, it is highly capable. And if you're buying a heavy-duty pickup truck, that's probably what you want anyway. When equipped properly, this can tow 35,500 pounds, which is just like semi-truck crazy. It also has the most room in its bed, so you can haul a lot of stuff in the back of this truck too. Now, the interior is a little bit old school, but if you're coming out of an older Silverado, you at least be familiar with this new setup. But even though the Silverado's interior is a throwback, this has a lot of good technology. You can get it with up to 15 cameras for your trailer, so you can see inside it, behind it, and even right through it. It's really impressive, the technology they've baked into this truck. And so if you're after the most capable heavy-duty vehicle in the full-size truck segment and don't really care about aesthetics, the Silverado HD is the vehicle for you.